I happen to have a Facebook friend, and her name's Kyla Dillard, and she has on December 2013 that she went to Antarctica, and she's a veterinarian and she's a traveler, and she said that there was 3 nights of day. And so I looked that up, and apparently that's a thing, and some people in the flat earth community dispute that. I have no reason to dispute this woman. She has no reason. She's not involved in the flat earth at all. And I don't know if it's flat or not, but I know that my senses say it is flat. And it is round in some manner, and it is quite likely that there is an ice sheet around because, according to this atlas, it says that the Antarctic here, and it goes into great detail about these different voyages. And it does indeed say that the last voyage that was done was Byrd. And this was done in 1984. So just the plot thickens and thickens, and it's very interesting. Because she said that that it does get 24 hours of sun for 3 days that she witnessed. And I take her word for it. And I didn't ask her about it because she's not involved in the fucking flat earth. Sorry. That was totally unneeded. Anyway, I do believe it's elevated here. And also, Tyson guy, the NASA astronaut, black guy who does Cosmos, I thought he was a decent, good guy, but I've seen he says it's a pear-shaped. I believe that we are something like this, and I do believe that we are being played like a discus, like the ancient Bhagavatam says, and like the Quran also says that there are 7 heavens, one on top of the other, and that they're like discus. And if you have a magnet, one magnet will, float on top of another. And one magnet, if it's staying still, and the other, it will create a spinning effect if there's certain, magnetic, perhaps mountains. And even angels. I do believe in angels. So, let's see. There was more I wanted to show you about these atlases. There's some discrimination about the sizes and everything. These maps are so detailed. I don't know how they could be that wrong, because they are just on point to point. There was some stuff about time zones I wanted to show you about. That was in the front. It goes into the different projections, and how they come to that. I wanted to have facts about the sun, and it's pretty consistent with what the flat earthers have been saying, and the 93 million miles away. Here are distances between cities. Now that is accurate, and this was way before the internet, so we need to have a little bit more trust in what our previous brothers and sisters have done before. Again, I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that above, according to Revelation in the Bible, at the zenith above us is a 4-dimensional cube. It is not as Stephen, whatever his name is, says, the concave earth theory guy says. He's got some crazy geometry that I suppose he made up, half from the Bible, half not, but it is a cube, and it is made of crystal. And I do believe it, and I hold in my heart that I can get to the Crystal City, New Jerusalem. And even if it's not true, it gives me hope and something beautiful and lovely to think on. And I do have faith in certain individuals of history, that there's something to what they say. Let's see what else in this book I wanted to show you. I want to show you about the time zones. Yeah. see. Time zones. This is not the correct projection map, the AE one, but this is how it works on the Mercator map, flat out like that. Do you see how nuts that is? These time zones are just nuts. But on the AE map, the sun moves perfectly at the equator. The equator is here. Here, 0 degrees. So here, 0 to 0 degrees is here, right? And it moves between the Tropic of the Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer. Sun moving. And I have a theory that it moves like in the inside of a clock. There's a spiral wind, and it unwinds, and as it unwinds, it goes faster, and then it winds itself per part of the mechanical working of it. It is a perfect timekeeping device. Perfect timekeeping device. I've lived in this house for 17 years, and I grew up the road over, and I've been watching the sun, and I don't worship the sun, but I'm not scared of it, and I watch it, and I enjoy it much more than most people. And also, I'd like to show you that the 0 degrees is at the equator. So 0 degrees to the very center of the Antarctic is 90 degrees. And then 0 degrees where the equator is to the North Pole, this is 90 degrees, okay? So let's say I'm the sun, all right? The sun, or no, let's say, okay, let's say I'm the equator, right? I'm the equator, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Whoop, 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 flat bitches. Just saying. So, anyway, I think we really should be using 24-hour clocks. Wherever you're at, 12 o'clock noon on the AE map will be exactly above you. So, and each slice of this pie of the AE map, yes, it can be taken and blown up and still put the north at the beginning. But there is a magnetic north. One thing I thought was interesting is here, it says, I circled a positive sign, and also at the Arctic it has a positive sign. So here's the Antarctic, positive sign, and then the Arctic, positive sign. You probably can't see it. There's a little positive sign under all those rocks, which has me thinking a little bit about the magnetic poles. But I'm just a chick in friggin' Florida. I don't have the tools to do these complex, experiments, nor do I have the arrogance to think that I do. I have the curiosity to find out and to learn from my brothers and sisters and to express my input. So let's see. There's just this picture. I do believe that there's possibly fire down here, and I do believe there's a four-dimensional New Jerusalem at the zenith. And I believe the Polaris goes around there, and the whole sky goes around on a disc from our point of reference, which is always 90 degrees. We always see 90 degrees in a freaking circle. Boop, 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 boop. Like that. Did you like that? Alright, anyway, that's me, April on Flat Earth.